Let's now cross borders into South Sudan. Ugandan troops have begun to withdraw from the war-torn nation of South Sudan. Ugandan Foreign Affairs Permanent Secretary Ambassador James Mugume said the forces will, however, be replaced by a neutral force to oversee the peace process in Juba. But as KTN's Solomon Serwanja now reports from Kampala, this withdrawal may not necessarily mean peace for the world's youngest nation.
In December 2013, Uganda's President Yoweri Museveni sent troops to South Sudan at the peak of the conflict between President Salva Kiir and rebel leader Dr. Riek Machar. The Uganda People's Defense Forces UPDF have maintained a strong boot presence in the war-torn country. This has not gone down well with former Vice President Riek Machar, who led the rebellion, saying the presence of UPDF forces is a stumbling block in the peace process. In fact, the peace deal that was penned in August by both factions was largely pivoted on the withdrawal of all foreign troops by the 10th of October. Today, Uganda's Permanent Secretary of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador James Mugume, pronounced Uganda's withdrawal from the world's youngest nation.
Uganda today announces the beginning of the withdrawal of UPDS from South Sudan.
The Chief of Defense Forces of the Ugandan Army, General Katumba Wamala, expects the withdrawal of the forces to be completed by the first week of November.
It's not just a question of running away, it's a matter of organized withdrawal, which means you have to take all the equipment and all the assets and everything that went in an organized fashion, and then be able to hand over the responsibilities to South Sudan and possibly UNAMIS.
This pronouncement has been received positively by the South Sudanese community living in Uganda. John Momoro, a South Sudanese student who has since settled here because of the crisis in Juba, says that it is a step forward in the peace process.
They are pulling out, particularly the UPDF, that creates a conducive atmosphere for both parties to start trusting each other.
Lomoro is however skeptical that the withdrawal of the Ugandan troops is not reason enough for the refugees in Uganda to return home.
People need total peace to come before you could talk of repatriation of South Sudanese back.
When military intervention takes place, with time it converts into an operation, and the operation leads to stable peace. Then you pull out. But now we are seeing UPDF pull out at the time of operations and when stable peace has not yet been constructed.
The withdrawal of Ugandan troops from South Sudan is also in line with the UN Security Council resolution that was made on the 9th of October. Now, whether this is a step in the right direction to finding peace in the war-torn region is just a question of time, considering the simmering tension between the two rival factions. Solomon Serwanja, KTN News, Kampala, Uganda.